Hi everybody, it's Brittany. It's Brittany, yes. I'm working on my speech capabilities. Today I'm learning how to pronounce my name. For those of you who have never been to my channel, I am usually like this. I will try to keep it kind of sedate, but it's probably not going to turn out like that. If you've watched this video before, this particular one, which is about coming out at work, you will quickly notice that the video has been redone. I redid it for my own reasons. I'm not going to tell you why. Doesn't matter why. Let's just say it's for everyone's best interest. Okay, so as I said, this video is about coming out at work. Before we do, I will show you. Okay, boys and girls, if you're under 18, actually, you know, it's not all me. I wish it was all me. I'm working on that. I promise it's on my short list, actually, for this year. It's important to have goals and to stick to them. Yeah, I love the way I look when I'm dressed like this sort of thing, you know, and I love my shape, and what you're seeing is pretty much what I'm going to be after, and you know, it'll fit my frame. So I've been thinking about this video, and I'm on the verge of telling the people at the company that I work for that I'm transgender. Although I'm chuckling, and I'll tell you that I started around, I'm sorry, I got distracted. You know, it doesn't take much, you know. I have a attention span of a squirrel. Sometimes. Anyway, so, you know, I just started in February, and, you know, I'm transgender, and life goes on, and, you know, I'm not going to sit on this news for a long time before I tell them. Quite the contrary. You know, I feel like I'm doing well at work. I'm getting good feedback from my management, and, you know, I work in a county where they have very strict laws against gender discrimination as it pertains to transgender. And you should know your laws in your county and in your state. So for example, if to pick on Las Vegas, if you were to want to check the county laws, you would click, you would type in something like transgender laws Clark County, C-L-A-R-K, Clark County, or transgender Nevada laws. All right, and do you know before you go in to say anything to them? I think it's very important to know your rights, and on the rare chance that they're going to challenge you, you might want to just remind them that that your performance at work is what's most important, not what you look like or how long your hair is or something like this. Remind them of that if it comes out to that. I work for great people. I have a wonderful manager, and what I want to convey is that if you, when you're ready, and in my case, I would do it tomorrow. It's just that I'm waiting to complete my name change legally, and I would not put the cart before the horse. I mean, who are they going to pay? You know, I want them to pay Brittany, you know. So before I tell them, I want to make sure, you know, I'm going to do step 1 before step 2. And, you know, keep that kind of stuff in mind, to have some kind of plan and an organization to your plan. You know, when this is very interesting. I've been planning this for a very long time. I started hormones back. I'm actually this is my second time around for transition. Actually, first time around was mid-90s, and just due to a number of factors, including abject poverty and just rampant discrimination, a few other things. I actually transitioned back in very late 1997, but not before I had voice surgery, which obviously hasn't taken, but my trach shave did. And it's the second time around for me, and I've been on hormones a long time, and this is me. I've only ever been me. This is all I know how to do, is to be me. And if they challenge you, or anyone ever challenges you, remind them that this is me. This is the only thing I've ever known. So right about the time I started, I was asked some key questions like, what do you want on your ID and all this stuff, and I said, ooh, this is a perfect opportunity. I told her, I said, listen, just introduce me as Michelle. M-I-C-H-E-L-L-E, Michelle. And I think there was a bit of a pause, but she's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I said, oh, that's my nickname, and I gave her a reason. I mean, it's a reason, not the reason why, I want to, be called Michelle, but, and everyone knows me as Michelle, and I don't have particularly a lot of friends there. I'm there to do my job, but not to socialize and stuff, but the friends that I have are, 4 women, and while I treasure the word friends, and I don't use it widely. I used to use that word very widely. I have good camaraderie with them, and when we talk, it's girl stuff. And I think if anyone were to listen in on the conversation, they would just think 2 girls are talking, 2 women are talking. And I'm proud of that because I'm just me. I don't try to pretend I'm something else. And right now, you are here. You may be like me. You may be 2 years into hormones and all kinds of stuff, and maybe your name has changed, maybe not. Before I started this job, I was unemployed as of like December 2012, and for like 13 months. And that whole time, I was full-time female and having a great time at it. Very well adjusted psychologically, no problems whatsoever. I was extremely happy, and I realized that when the loss of my employment actually kicked back, delayed my transition. But as a byproduct of that, I tried to turn into something good. I was full-time, and though this particular job I had to start as a guy, unfortunately, but on the upshot, I wear my hair up, something, feminine but cute, and I don't wear makeup, and I can wear jeans, and I wear a polo shirt, and yes, my boobs do poke out through my shirt, and it's pretty hilarious because I think most people realize, but just haven't quite, I don't know, like, they don't quite do the math, they don't know how to do the math, so they don't quite get it, but, it's just there, they just can't assemble it in their brain. As to what it is about me, perhaps. And, I planned from the beginning, and I'm just trying to make the most of it, and here I am, and, I anticipate, maybe just going into the HR lady's office. She's very, very nice. They're all nice, and, just spilling the beans, and again, I don't think there's going to be any surprise. And as I was about to say, you're starting here, you're here as biological male, you want to present as female, and as you know, there's only 2 bathrooms, and society only sees you as female or male. There's one or the other. So what I've done ever since, even before I started, was to set the groundwork for coming out at work later, to make it as easy as possible, not to pretend that I'm something and I'm not, to just act like girly me, and just, not like pretend and talk to guys like I'm a guy. Like, I would be mortified to even think about doing something like that because it's totally counter to me. And something I've done this video before. This is another edit of it, and I didn't like what was in the last one. And I'll just say that one of the things that I left out was that I swore to myself that I would not do anything while I was forced is not the word, but forced to go to work as a guy, by not doing anything that Brittany wouldn't do if she was out as a woman. Same behaviors, nothing different. Nothing. I don't care if it's how I walk, how I talk, how I carry my bag. Nothing. Zero. How I answer people. None of it. Zero. Well, I don't care what you're talking about. And I constantly am thinking about that because it's one thing that I can do at work to be true to myself. And you should do the same. You will find it easier on your life. And in summary, I just think I'll go in and talk to the HR lady, and then we'll go grab my manager, and he's a super guy. He's probably the best manager in the company. He's super easygoing. And yes, I realize some managers have other adjectives that are applied to them about their character and stuff, and I realize that. But just remember, it's not about him, it's about, or her, it's about you. You just tell them the way it is. You're not asking them to be transgender. You are transgender. So just stick up for yourself. Tell them the way it is. This is not a democracy. It's not a negotiation. You tell them straight. I'm transgender. It's not going to affect my work performance. If they ask, what does that mean? What is that? What is transgender? I'm like, well, I was born biological male, but as far as the way I feel inside, I'm female, and this is the way I want to live my life on the outside, so that everything lines up and matches. However you want to phrase it, that's my 30-second infomercial about what is transgender. And that's what I would tell them. And if they ask any questions that seem kind of on the edge of what's appropriate, answer them, but caution them in a nice way. For example, I don't see what that has anything to do with my performance at work. Don't you agree that my performance at work has been good? What does this have to do with my ability to do the job? If there's an off question. And they might. Oh, does that mean you're gay? I mean, who knows what they're going to ask. And if they say, oh, does that mean you're gay? Say, something like, I don't think that's relevant here. And on top of that, being transgender has nothing to do with being gay. They're separate and apart. So, just like that, and just keep your cool. I guess that's it, really. In the last version of this video, and again I redid it for my own reasons, there was a section in there on hormones and some other stuff, and I'll just quickly run through it. For those girls that are having any issues on hormones, I am actually having one. And I would just caution you that if you are self-medicating, and to a great degree I had been, and I'm playing with my bracelet, again, if you give a 5-year-old a toy, see it? You can see it. It's really cute. I love it. So, if you're having any kind of issues with your hormones, don't keep them to yourself. If you are self-medicating, get your ass into the endocrinologist at least once or twice a year so that you don't kill yourself on hormones. I don't know if you girls realize how dangerous hormones are, but they are very dangerous. And next to anti-cancer drugs, there's nothing more dangerous. Really. Estenil, estrace. There are a couple of oral estrogen, shall we say, formulas or whatever, formularies. They can cause blood clots. They can kill you. And medroxyprogesterone, which is the synthetic version. I take the natural version, which is also known as micronized or natural progesterone. The synthetic one is extraordinarily dangerous. Excuse me. I take 100 milligrams of Spiro in the morning, basically 7 and 7. 7 in the morning, 7 at night, and 25 mid-afternoon and at midnight before I go to bed. So I take 250, which is up around 50 more than a lot of girls might take. I found that and taking dutasteride instead of finasteride, which are anti-androgens. Dutasteride is also known as Avodart. And it's dutasteride, while being more expensive domestically, is not too expensive, like $30 a month overseas, and it's way more effective than finasteride. So between taking the Avodart, dutasteride, and a little bit more Spiro, I was able to get my hair growth under control on my face. It was driving me nuts, and it cost a fortune. I mean, I've spent $10,000 on electrolysis and laser, and this is over a number of years, and it's a fairly conservative amount. And for those of girls who think one day you're going to get over electrolysis and laser, chances are you will get over laser 99%, but you'll never outgrow the electrolysis. You're going to have to go in monthly or quarterly or something, because it's just like that even for females, for biological females. It's just maintenance, like getting your roots done or something. So, you know, I do the Spiro, I do Estrofem, which is under the tongue, dissolves under your tongue. And, you know, I used to take 8 when I first started, and I've worked my way down to 6 and 4. Actually, it was 6, 6, 6 every day, 6 milligrams. Then it went from 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 4 alternate. Now I'm down to 4 every day. It's because I've ended up with blood and urine. And I really do believe that it's estrogen, and I may have to further reduce my dose, and I will probably find out in the next week or two what I need to do, because I don't want to die from this stuff, you know. And it's just it's upsetting to think about, and I've been ignoring the symptom for a while, and I pray it's not gonna be what's gonna kill me. My father ignored his liver cancer on the backside of his liver. So it's the front of your body, on the backside, like beyond your back. He had cancer, and he ignored the symptoms. He ended up dying, and he died almost 2 decades before his father died from ignoring the symptoms. So when you have symptoms of something, don't ignore them. I had appendicitis in September. Had I ignored that 2 more days, I would be dead for sure. From a massive infection, basically septicemia, which is blood poisoning. And so, you know, in summary, do see an endocrinologist regularly. Get your blood work done. Make sure you have an understanding with your endocrinologist that you're not interested in getting tested for everything under the sun, including whether or not you have motor oil in your veins. Some endocrinologists just like to run lab tests, see how much money they can make from the labs. And if there's not that understanding and they refuse to listen, you walk out right then and there. Bye. That's it. You're not getting your money later. You're out of your mind. That's what I would do, and that's one of the first things I said to this endocrinologist, which was a replacement for the first one, who really screwed me royally, and I had a $2,800 lab bill, of which I paid 10% in the insurance. Thank God I had it. Paid the rest, 90%. So like, I don't know, whatever that is, like $2,500. I mean, it's stupid, you know. So the last thing that I would tell you, oh, what else? Oh, by the way, I take progesterone. I take 200 milligrams a day, as I mentioned. It's micronized, also known as natural. You take it at night. I take it 10 days out of the month. I'm hoping it's going to help with boob growth. It has helped with nipple growth, some boob growth. They are boobs. They're just small. And you know, if nothing else, it's going to help build enough tissue where you're going to be able to get your implants in. You're not going to have to go for a 400, 500 cc implant. You can do something way larger, which I'm going to be at the very right end of the Richter scale, shall we say, for what is available. And I'm probably going to do silicone gel, because I don't think I'm going to get anything bigger in, you know. So that's an 800 cc implant. Last but not least, I guess, you know, hair salon stuff. I was in there, you know, and it is so cute, you know. I walk in and I'm 5'10" and I wear 3-inch heels. I wear like high heel sandals or something. And, you know, I look good, you know, but I am tall as crap, you know. And a lot of Spanish girls are in there and stuff, and they're little, and there are little old ladies in there and stuff, and, you know, they're like 3'6" or whatever, to exaggerate. And, you know, I tower over them, and at the end of the day, I hold my head high, I smile, I look proud and sort of thing, and I'm never embarrassed by my height or something. So for those girls who are out there who are tall, do stand in your power. Do not look sheepish or embarrassed or whatever by your stature. There are a lot of very beautiful models out there who are taller than you. Mind you, they weigh 98 pounds sort of thing, but you know, you just have to do your best. You only can work with what you have. For those of you who have questions about this video on any subject, so the primary subject is coming out at work. If you have anything on hormones, you ask. If you have anything on dealing with humans in general or whatever, just let me know. Being transgender, it can be rough. You know, I'm bulletproof pretty much. It's very hard to faze me, but I'm sensitive and I can be thrown. You know, I react like a girl, and you just have to be happy with that. Don't try to be something you're not. Okay? Thank you very much for stopping by. You're watching these videos is both to my benefit and to yours. I have fun making them. They help me. They make me think. You remember, this is a hard life. It is not for everybody. And if you are truly transgender, and those of you who are know it, you stand in your power. You don't let anybody push you off your mountain. Don't let anyone take it away from you. It's none of their business. Okay? So, that's it. Bye.